What is wrong with the College of Worcester? Many people would have a variety of different answers, and I agree there's a lot of issues. But as Keenan just said, an issue that I find near and dear to my heart is the lack of support that sports teams at the College of Worcester have. I know it's hardly possible to think of, the College of Worcester having 100,000 fans for a football game, 20,000 fans for baseball games, and so on, like we see on professional sports or even Division I teams. But many of the sports teams here at the College of Worcester have embodied success in the form of winning games and championships. However, they're not getting the recognition from the students that they rightfully deserve. Students are, the lack of support is embarrassing. And today I'll tell you, why little fan support and fan attention at the school is a huge problem, and then I'll tell you how we can solve this problem and finally what the future can hold if we fix this problem. So what is the problem? And if you look right here, this is a picture of the Pap Stadium, and I took a picture of this because yes, it's a practice and there's empty stadiums. Except the problem is that's what, for many sports teams, it feels like an empty stadium when they're playing. Worcester's attendance at sporting events overall is very poor, and does not promote the sense of Worcester community that the school promotes. This is a problem, and according to the College of Worcester's athletic page, last year the men's lacrosse team, which is obviously very important to me, we only averaged 132 fans compared to when we were going on the road to 370 fans. The baseball team averaged 171 fans at home compared to 217. The women's lacrosse team, who won a conference championship, had 32 fans compared to 61 on the road. The list goes on and on. And in an in-person interview with team captain of the Patrick Schlick of the lacrosse team, he was quoted as saying, "It's very disheartening to play in front of very little fans. Then going on the road and seeing other teams have the fan support that puts Worcester to shame." I agree with him. It's very embarrassing. The problem is very serious because there doesn't seem to be a trend of more attendance and more fan support. Yet we have a brand new facility, and winning a lot of games, and obviously school attendance is rising. The biggest issue for me is that the students are not getting the benefits of a home field advantage that many other teams in the conference and around the country see when they're playing. Playing in an empty stadium is not only embarrassing, but there's just no fan support, and fan support is really what drives people to play their best. And so why should you care as students? Well, as students, you should care because more fans embodies the tradition of Worcester as a community. Showing fan support will not only show you support for the athletes, but the college as a whole. For athletes, we have a bunch in the class. Why should you care about this problem? And I think that's very, very easy to answer, but having more fan support will lead to more victories. As according to the NCAC website, if you look at, for example, the college's basketball team, which since 2000 has been the winningest program in all basketball, all divisions. And since that time, they've had the second highest average attendance for each year. So, with more wins, more fans will result in, better recruits, better teams, and this will, result in better recognition for the college. For faculty and administration, why should they care? Well, more fan support will embody more success for the college. More success will result in a better reputation for the college, as well as allow the college to be more selective in who they admit to the college. So yeah, that's another picture of this is obviously this is a picture of the Cleveland Indians progressive field, but they don't have very many fans, and the last couple of years they've kind of been on a downturn. So what kind of solution can we have? A simple solution is just for more fans to attend the games. And how do we get more fans to the games? How do we get more fans to attend games? Well, first and the simplest solution is letting the students of the College of Worcester know when games are. By show of hands, how many people, for the most part, know when athletic teams are playing? So, some of them, but it's not high. They have their little the little things that they pass out that have schedules on them, but they'll get lost and they're kind of non-existent. So a simple solution was just telling students when, by putting up posters, just informing students of when games are. Another solution is having more night games, weekend games, and games on Wednesdays. So having more games on Wednesdays or the weekends would be a benefit, especially for us at the College of Worcester, because we're Wednesday and the weekends are all social nights, and that gives you something to do. You can go out, have a beer with your friends, and go support one of the sports teams. Then also if we have tailgates before, most games like we do for football team, is that we'll be able to incorporate the Worcester community as a whole. And then on a side note, admissions for the games are all free, so it's not a burden on how much you're having to get in. And then lastly, just using the social media and technology that we have these days of Facebook and Twitter and so on to inform students and allow for more attendance. So, and how do I know that this will work? Well, according to the College of Worcester's website, night games and weekend games, if you look at the statistics, draw more attendance and fan support than any of the other games. And also in a phone interview with Associate Athletic Director Ruben Stevenson at Frostburg State University in Maryland, where fan support and attendance has been very low over the recent years, he was quoted as, "The amount of night games were increased this past year by almost 25%, and the amount of fan attendance increased by almost 50% from the previous year." So I think that they're a small, deeply liberal arts school, and I think that's just one instance where really, increasing using our facilities, using the lights will allow students and more fans to come. So one of the questions you might be asking is, why would I want to attend a Worcester sporting event? Well, we're all fighting Scots here, and the better question is, why not? Admission is free, so there's no question of paying. And also, most students are not in the room or the library 24/7 doing work. Many of the times, people are wasting time playing video games, watching TV, and so on. Instead of this, you can be a little bit more productive and come support some of our sports teams here. And then finally, why is having more fan support important for the teams? Well, many fans create a winning environment for the home team, and this is across the board, not only in high school, but to professional athletics. And a quote from Philadelphia Phillies pitcher Roy Halladay, World Series pitcher, he was quoted saying that the most important position in sports is the position of fan. So this is, okay, so, sorry. So picture this. A time where the pack is packed, not only for football games, for all events. Obviously, this is a football game, just as an example, but for everything. Similar with the gymnasium, not just for basketball games, for all teams that play there. So this vision can become a reality if, more students just put their Scots spirit together and come together. So today I'm simply asking you as a Worcester community to go and attend at least one sporting event, hopefully more, from now until the end of the year. Call up your friends, get as many people as you know to go and have fun with it. Heck, you may even realize that you have the spirit of the Scot in you and end up believing it's your duty to attend all the sporting events. If we all do this and continue to get more attendance each and every year, we might see great changes for the college and its sport teams. Stadiums are meant to be full, so let's fill them. Any questions?
When you suggested posters for game schedules and stuff, who would the teams be responsible for that?
I think, personally, that the school should be responsible for that, like the administration. I'd really like to get the administration involved, so it's not just the responsibility of the sports teams. Obviously, if that's not an option, if the administration doesn't want to get involved, which I don't know why, because I feel like they should support the sports teams because they're putting money into it and whatnot. Then I guess it would become a burden on the team to do it. But I think personally that the administration that's just something that they should want to do.
First and foremost, I'm going to say I completely agree with the issue you're bringing forth. I see, I guess the last person you can see, there's a heavy bias towards the basketball team when it comes to promoting games and fan support and so on and so forth. And also, I forgot what it's called. What's it, the Bound? What is it?
Rebounders.
Rebound. They have this like group of people that fund money to them.
Yeah.
No other sports team on campus has that. Do you think that's a reason behind
well,
bias in fan support?
so Peter asked a question about how the basketball team, there's somewhat of a bias towards them, and that they have the
Rebounders.
Rebounders, and he wants to know if no other team on campus has that, so he wants to know if that is a reason why there's a bias towards them. And a couple things with that is I agree that there is a little bias to that because the Rebounders is a group of people outside of the campus. So it's like a Worcester thing, so that kind of promotes, other people from the community and so forth coming to games. For the reason being that other teams don't have it, which I think that they should, because it's kind of like a booster thing, is that it was like grandfathered in. But I think that the administration, like I said, should really get involved with all the teams. And I think there's a little bit of a bias from the administration. They have set up, all the things. People know when the games are for basketball. And I think basketball, for example, even somewhat in football, that the administration is really into those, but not as much into helping hand into other things. So I think that there is a little bit of bias because of the Rebounders, but I think that at the same time, when you go to a football game or a basketball game, most of the people there are students, and you don't see the same thing when you go to, like for our example, for a lacrosse game. Most of the people there'll be some students. Most of the people are parents or friends of the players. So, yes.
Do you fear that if the administration put more focus towards the general athletic area of the college, do you feel that there would be potential of a backlash from the arts and music and other groups?
So his question was, if the administration puts more of a backing for sports, will there be a backlash from other groups and academics on campus? And I think I'm going to say no, for the sense that what I'm proposing is them just getting involved and letting people know and just showing that they care for all athletic teams. Not something that's really costing them any money. There's more time issue into it, but it's nothing that's costing them money. So no, I don't think. I wouldn't hope so. If there's a really Worcester community, I don't think so.
You've been talking a lot about administration helping and getting involved. But in your speech, you highlighted using technology we have today and hosting stuff. We're talking about fan support and fans coming. Do you feel like it's more so we should focus on students rather than administration getting involved? And also, what other technologies were we talking about as far as presenting stuff?
This question was, do I think, I was talking a lot about the administration right now, and do I think that we need to focus on the students, and then the other sorts of technology is, I think the biggest issue is students coming out of the game. Besides, certain sports, I don't really see a huge push by students to go to games. So, and with the technology is, making Facebook groups or Twitter, telling them people are. But a big thing is, I always remember we used to get the Woo headline news that were a pest. But I think that could be a good idea. It's not necessarily bringing back the whole thing, but if we could get emails daily saying, when, who's playing or upcoming events. Because, most people get those emails on their phone, and as much as a pest they are, you still look at them briefly. And I feel like that could be a good idea to inform students of when games are.
Well, the headline news is still happening.
Yeah, well, it's if you want to get it. I don't remember, there's people that, if you want to get it, you can get it. Some people don't get them anymore. On the emails?
Yeah, because it's on the website.
Yeah. But I'm saying, I think
Are you letting you bring it back into
well, no, I'm saying just emails of telling students. Yeah.
Do you think weather plays a role in attendance? Because all the sports you mentioned happen to be outside.
Yeah. This question was, do you think weather plays a part in attendance? And yes, I do. And I mean, you know, if it's snowing or it's raining in 30 degrees, you know, I'm not expecting there to be 3,000 fans out there. You know, very different from previous years, especially for our team. Like last year, I know we played 2 games that wasn't raining. However, this year we played maybe 1 or 2 where that's the case. So I think that weather does affect it, but the kind of spring and fall that we had, I think that it was a decent spring and fall. So yes, it has a factor in it, but you can still get around it.
Yeah.